Hey guys, welcome back to Lindasresinroom. So I got an order from a coworker, and she wants a whoville, a whole village. So this is probably going to be a long video, unless I need to do it in 2 videos. We'll see. So I got this car mold to do the molds, and there are these two, and these two are all the same. So you got 2 of each. And what I think I'm going to do is these 2 in the front look more like whoville cars. So I'm going to do 2 of these. She wants 3 cars. I'm going to do 2 of these and 1 of these. I'm going to paint them up with mica powders, and then we're going to fill them with black resin. Now, once we're finished with, this is a baking mold, by the way, guys. They still work for resin. But once we're finished with doing the cars, then we will move on to some houses. And she wants each one of these little gingerbread looking houses. And we're going to paint those up with mica powder the same way. And fill these with black resin. And so she's going to get 6 houses, 2 cars. Then I have the little bent Christmas tree from the whoville that I have the mold coming. I haven't got it yet. And we'll make one of those in a separate video when I get it, along with an arch. This video is going to be the houses, the cars. The next video will be the tree and the arch, because I'm going to have to use silicone putty to make the arch and have it say welcome to whoville, because I don't have an arch mold and I can't find one that's going to work. So that's what I'm going to do for that. So today we're doing cars and houses, but I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse as I start painting some of this stuff up. So I will see you guys when it is time to pour. Alrighty guys, so I got everything painted up there and everything painted up here. I have mixed up 24 ounces of resin, and I put some black in it, and then I put it in the vacuum pot. I put some of it in this cup so it wouldn't bubble over too bad for me. So I did watch it. The black I used was the Tea Expert Epoxy Pigment Paste. So I just put a little bit of that in there. Y'all are going to be hearing that air purifier going off, I'm sure. And that is because of, I've been spraying alcohol trying to clean a little bit. What time this was in the vacuum pot. So I don't know how much these are going to hold. And I have a feeling I'm going to need more, because these are a good size. All right. Ooh, I'm overflowing. I'm going to overflow. That is not level. I'm going to have resin everywhere. Whew. This is the problem when you use baking mats to make stuff like this. The problem is, she picked these molds out, and wanted these specific cars and houses, or I would have chose different ones. So I may not fill them all the way up. I may just end up trimming around the bottom. So I'm still going to have to clean that up there. And my problem is my camera is right in my way. Okay. I'll figure out what to do with that one here in a little bit. Okay. All right. And like I said, those held quite a bit. I've got to fix that one. Okay, what can I do? What can I do? It's the way that the mold sits. It's because of his the way the car is made. All right, so how much do I got left here? Let's just dump these back together. That way I know how much those 3 cars held. Okay, sorry I'm off camera, guys. I'm just dumping this resin into this container and mixing the 2 back together because I want to know how much the cars held. Okay, almost. I'm going to need every drop of this, so I can't afford to waste any of it. All right, good enough. Now, I had made 24 and I've got 14 left, so 10 ounces for the 3 cars. Now, these houses are going to hold quite a bit, and I don't think I'm going to be able to fill them all up. So, let's see how much one holds. They're all going to hold about the same. Okay. So I had 14. I'm thinking about 5 per house is what I'm thinking. And I have 8 left, so 6 ounces per house. Okay. I don't think we'll get another one filled. We'll have to make some more resin. But now we know about how much to make. Because that one also held about 6 ounces. And this one should get filled not quite halfway. Okay. Now let me see if I can scrape this out. Because I'm going to have to mix up more. And let's see, 18. What about 18 and 3? So 21 ounces is about what I'm going to need. think what I might do is just do 4 of them because I don't think she realizes how much this is going to take. I'll message her and find out. Okay. Which she already budgeted for it too, and I think it'll still be within her budget if I make all 6, so we might as well just do all 6. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is spritz with a little alcohol, hopefully, and keep these cars from spilling over. Alright, and I'm going to finish filling these up. I'm going to do the exact same thing, so I'm not going to record it. There's no point in wasting you guys' time. So I'm just going to mix up 21 more ounces of resin, fill the rest of these up, and that middle house is kind of, yeah, they look a little crooked. I can't take crooked. What I might do is let these cure. Finish filling that one, let these 3 cure. I don't know. I believe I can get them all. I'll just pull it out that way. Alright guys, I'm just going to mix up 21 more ounces, mix some black in it, fill these up. We'll come back when it is time to demold. I'll see you guys then. Okay guys, so everything has cured up, but I didn't show you all what colors I had painted these with. I used rainbow orange from Eyecandy. I used purple heart from Rolio. I used the emerald from Pearl X Jacquard. I used Diancopore's Solar Flare. Diancopore's Cypress. From Diancopore's Sunbath. Or Sunbathe, however you would like to pronounce that. Blue Viper from Diancopore's. And Vanilla Bean from Diancopore's. I used Blood Orange Pearl from Marblers. And this is US Art Supply Luster White that I just put in this container. And those are all the colors that I used to paint everything up. So let's get the cars out. I'll probably have to take some markers over these, and I will have to trim the bottom. Take some, I got a little bubble I'm going to have to fix there and there. Take some white markers and do some headlights and taillights here, or yellow. Okay. Now there's that one. This one should be just like it, just different colors. Okay. And we got to trim the bottoms on all of these. Very close in color, aren't they? And this was the red. Okay. Last little card. It's a little green and blue one. And we'll fix up the windows and the headlights and taillights and things. And trim them up. We'll do all this on the time lapse, because it'll take some time, because I'm sure there's some stuff that I'm going to have to fix on these houses as well. Alright, so let's just turn this over and see if we can get these popped out. So a good thing about using a baking mold is they do just pop right out. Hard to get, ooh, wet and sharp. Hard to get level, but okay, fix the mold. You don't want to leave your mold all bent out of shape. Get the chimneys popped back down in there. Alright, this is our first little house. And I'm going to highlight some points with markers on these. This was the orange and yellow. Here is this one. See, we need to highlight some windows and things. Green and blue one. It's kind of dull, isn't he? Now this was 2 shades of blue, so I'll probably take a marker and lighten the lightest one down just so you can see it a little bit better. And then we have purple and yellow. And we'll fix that up as well with some markers. They got to be a little bit of brighter color. But that is all of our houses and cars for our Who Village. So I'll do a time lapse, get all this trimmed up, spice it up a little bit to make it more Whoville-ish. And I'll see you back after. So I'll see you guys then.
Linda's resin room, a world of cheer. Epoxy dreams are building here. Tiny cars and houses bright and bold. A candy-colored village to behold. Bent trees wave, snowflakes play. Whoville's magic lights the way. Welcome to Whoville, come on in where laughter starts and never ends. Arches bending, colors spinning, Whoville's charm forever grinning. Brushes dance on rooftops high. Pink and purple touch the sky. Windows wink like secret stars. Whomobiles ready, tiny cars. Snow-tipped roofs, a frosty glow. Whoville shines, a world we know. Welcome to Whoville, come on in where laughter starts and never ends. Arches.
Alrighty guys, it is time for us to work on our Whoville arch. So that means I got to make the mold for the arch. Fingers crossed I can do this. I'm going to use silicone putty. This is part A, part B. I do not like this silicone putty. It's just a cheap brand. It crumbles. So it crumbles after it's cured if you mess with it. So it's not my favorite, but we're going to use it because it's what I have. I have this mat that it's silicone mat and it's thick. Now I know that's matte. This is going to be the back. The back doesn't matter if it's matte or shiny. So that's going to be the back. Now when you do this stuff, there's a part A, part B, and you have to do it by weight. Let's see. I was going to use that, but here we go. You have to do it by weight. So we are going to weigh this out. It needs to be equal parts. Hope you guys can see this. I'm just putting that there to put my putty on because it will stick to my board. So I'm going to turn that on. Now I know I'm going to need a lot, but I'm going to do the inside first. Silicone putty, you do not need gloves, but I'm going to do 75 of each, I think. But you can wear them if you want to. Usually I do, because this gets under your fingernails. So I got to redo my nails anyways. So it doesn't matter. Alrighty. 75.2. Close enough. 75.4. All right. Now 75 when I move that, see? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to take that off, zero it back out, put this back on there, 0. Okay, 75, 4. All right, that's what I thought. 75, 2. As long as we're at 75, we're good. Where's my... Better put the lid back on that. I don't want it drying out. Even though it's not my favorite. I'm not going to waste it. Alright, 75. Now, I think I am going to put on gloves. Oh! I'll have to pick all this out later. Silicone's a little bit oily. You're not going to have a reaction to silicone, guys. So, you don't have to wear gloves. It's not toxic. It's completely safe. I just don't like it getting under my fingernails. So let's do 75 of the part A. Almost. Okay, 75 too. That works. Hopefully this is enough for the inside of the arch, but I'm using this mat because the resin won't stick to the silicone. It's going to peel right off. This is a one-time mold. That's all it's good for when you use silicone putty. Now this only takes a few seconds, but you only got about 3 minutes to work with this stuff. Now I need this arch to be able to stand up. But I also need it to be pretty thick. So I'm hoping that I can make this. We'll see. If I can, you all will see this video. If it don't work out, this video will be deleted. It'll go into the pile of abyss videos that no longer exist. There's some videos I've made some really pretty things and then the sound didn't record like most of it, and I just delete them. If it's just a little that I can do a voiceover, I don't mind, but a lot of times I just delete the video. Okay, I think we're good and mixed, so I'm just going to roll this out because, like I said, I do need it to be pretty thick. And this is just the inside of the arch. So I may do that there and go up. I've already messed it up. It sticks. Ah, shoot. I do have to have a wall. I've tried to tell her that this would be making a mold, but she insists she wants it anyways. So, it's got to be thick enough that this is going to sit up. Now, once this cures up, I can get the silicone off. It'll come off. Not a problem. But I do want it to be kind of smooth, because I got to pour resin against this. Don't want it to tilt in. Okay. And like I said, you only have a few minutes to even work with this stuff before it cures up. I'm going to pinch off a little piece there to put down here. Any little area on it will show up, so you do want it to be smooth. So this is going to be for Whoville Village. And see, that's not smooth there. But I told her, Not going to be perfect. I will do the best that I can. Okay. Now we've got to do the rest of it. All right. So let's mix up some more. I think the same amount's going to work for the outside as well. Just because I don't have to do over. Okay. So let's turn this back on. And if I had more expensive silicone, I wouldn't bother with this. I just tell them I couldn't do the arch. I may mold this after. When I make this piece, if I can get it smoothed down, I may make a permanent mold. That way I'll have it for future reference if I need it. Okay. Got 75 of B. Now part A. All right, we're almost there. Almost. A little bit more. Okay. 75.1 is good. Close this off. Like I said, you don't want that drying out. Turn that off. Now let's mix this one. And we will be ready to pour in no time because, like I said, this starts curing and you only have a 3-minute work time from the time you start mixing. So you have to work quick with silicone putty. Wouldn't use this unless you're doing a shape mold or something that you can do very fast. And all you do is you mix it till you don't see streaks anymore. I don't see streaks. So I'm going to start rolling this out. And like I said, I don't want it to... It's not going to be perfect. I've told her it's not going to be perfect. This is very difficult to do. I'm going to take some of this here because it's got to... We got to fix this over here. It can't be that low. So we're going to kind of work this up and just kind of get it to... I need it thick enough that when I pour, it will stand on its own. And I'm just going to smooth this out because I've got to write "Welcome to Whoville" down this. It probably could stand to be a little thicker on the sides, but it's going to be what it is. All right. And like I said, it's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be pretty. If I want to make a permanent mold, I'll have to sand it down and do all kinds of things to it. So, all right. I do need my bottom to be flat because this has to stand on its own. All right, guys, I think that is it. That is going to be our arch, if it works out. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's going to be decorated with cotton balls and things when she does it for snow. So, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, that is that. We're going to let that cure up, and then we will be back to bore an arch. All right, guys, I'll see you back in a little bit. Alrighty, guys, so this has cured up. It's only been 30 minutes maybe. Doesn't take long. So I mixed up 10 ounces of resin because we're going to do our little tilted Christmas tree as well. I can't get down in there to paint that up, so we're going to paint it up after. So for our sign, what I looked up is it's pink. So we're going to do this Lilium by Diane Kapoor's because I think it's a pretty pink to do our arch. Because then we still have to put our, if I can get it open. That's the hardest part, is trying to get these things open. We still have to put our lettering in it and cover it with some clear resin. So, can I get this open? Oh gosh, you're so difficult. There we go. I don't want to do it over my mold, and I'll have dry powder all over it. But I thought that kind of looks like the pink. Now our Christmas tree, I separated 3 ounces here and 7 ounces here. Christmas tree, I'm going to use Eyecandy Green Day, just a little of that, and then I'm going to use the Fur Buds Green and mix them together. So let's get us a spoon. And let's put some pink right down in this 7 ounces here. I'm going to do 2 little scoops, I think. We'll see how that looks. But the girl that ordered this, she didn't specify the color of the sign or the colors of anything. She just whoville. So I'm using all the colors that I want to use. But I'm doing it by looking up videos or pictures because I had no clue what she was talking about. And did you know, y'all, I'm going to sound like an idiot when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyways because that's just how I am. But I didn't know whoville was the Grinch. I thought it was its own little show. I don't watch television. I've tried. I can't get into it. My mind thinks about too many other things. But my husband told me that whoville was the Grinch. So here I was doing a whoville village, thinking it was its own little show. But now I know. So, learn something new. Okay. I think that's pretty. That'll work. Got to get this in the vacuum chamber as well. Now let's do our green. I can get these open without. I don't want to set that silicone on this silicone because they bubble up so bad when you put silicone on top of each other. And that's why you see it setting to the side. Now I know this is going to stick to this mat because it's silicone. The thing is, this silicone will probably break right off that mat. I usually have a silicone mat that I cut up for when I need it for this, but I couldn't find it. It's out in my other shed, and I don't know where it's at. I've looked, and that's why I decided to use this mat. I hope I don't destroy it. But if I do, I do. I've never used it. So I don't want to destroy it, but I really think it'll peel right off. Okay. Yeah, that's the color I want. I didn't want it so bright green. I didn't want it dark either. And I've probably got a powder over there that's this color or similar. It's kind of hard to look through sometimes. It's a little difficult to get to. All right. Here we go. Isn't it pretty? I think that'll be perfect for our tree. Because it's got some bulbs and a star and things on it that I'm going to have to paint up after. And we'll do that. Okay. I just want to make sure the mica powder's mixed up really well. So I can still see some on the sides. Make sure you scrape your sides because the mica powder will stick to the sides. It doesn't stick as bad as the resin inks or alcohol inks or pigment pastes, but it still sticks. All right, guys, I'm going to get this stuff in my vacuum chamber and we'll be back to pour in just a moment. Alrighty, guys, so I got my resin here done. I'm going to spritz a little alcohol down in here just because that is curved. And there's some little bulbs. And like I said, that little star, I really want to make sure I get it. I'd hate to pour this thing and part of it be missing. I'd have to pour it again. I'm gonna let that kind of roll. Feel it about right there. Now, let me squeeze my star just in case. So I want to make sure no bubble. I don't see any. So that's good. He looks full, doesn't he? Okay. I'm gonna make sure there's no bubbles around those ridges. Just gonna squeeze it and coat it. There we go. Now, we'll have to worry about the top. I only mixed up 3 ounces here. And 3 ounces is plenty. Still going to have a little left. So I'm just going to try to make sure I don't see any bubbles. Good thing is you can see through this mold. So I don't see any. So let's top it off. Just a little bit more. Hopefully I don't overflow it. Okay. 3 ounces. And I still got a little left. Alright. Now our pink. I should clean this green off, shouldn't I? It's going to mix. You're not going to see it anyways. Now, just in case there's bubbles that get around the sides. And I don't think we'll need all 6. Because like I said, I got to do 2 layers in this thing. We might need it, but I don't think so. I'll have to sand the bottom to make sure I'm able to set it up. Okay. It could hold all 6, I think, but I'm not going to. So I'm still going to put clear on top of that, and I got to go out and put my welcome to Whoville. So we'll let that cure up. Now, see, I got a couple of little turtle molds. This is one I made myself. Poor little thing, looks horrible, but works great. So I got that one, and then I got this one I made myself as well. So let's see if I can move that out of the way. Gotta be very careful. All right. Let's see. Let's do a green one here. I know I've got enough green to fill him all the way up. I gotta replenish my dollar bucket for my craft show this coming weekend. And that's why you see me here lately. Kind of doing little extras. These little turtles and skulls and things do really well. Okay, here's that. Don't know if I've got enough to do a complete pink skull, but we're going to try it. I think I do. Yeah. Okay, that is full. Probably a little too much. Do I have enough to do a green one? I hope you guys can see this. I'm just going to scrape all that down. I think if I scrape my cup, then I'll have enough to do the whole thing. And guess what? Got online as this was in the bubble remover and ordered me some more of these curved silicone spatulas because I knew if I didn't, I'd forget. All right, now I'm just going to, I know green and pink are kind of odd combination, but odd combinations sometimes work. And it's just extra, so no biggie. All right, got all that. Put that in the bin. Now, let this roll out and see if we got enough to fill the turtle. I think we do. Almost. He's full too. Woohoo. All right, guys. There's a hair. We'll let this stuff cure up and come back and do our second part on our arch. So, see you guys then. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about the noise in the background. That is my vacuum chamber with the resin for this. But I'm going to try to see if I can write on this. And have it say, welcome. To Whoville. And let's join that. All right. I think that looks okay. I think it's going to be cuter to look that way than to print it with my Cricut. All right, guys. As soon as my resin's done out of the vacuum chamber, we'll be back and we will pour this. See you in just a moment. Alrighty, guys. I have 190 grams of resin mixed up, but I don't want to use it all because I've got another thing I need some of this for. All I did was mix this up, and if I need it all, I'll use it all, and put a little bit of the crushed crystal in it from Unicorn Art. That's all I did. But I do need to have this filled up enough to to hopefully have it stand on its own. If not, I'm going to have to make a stand as well. And I really don't want to have to make a stand. But I will if I have to. So, I think we're going to stop right there. Alrighty. I used about 4.5 ounces maybe. It's not all the way to the top, but it's close. Very close. So I don't want to mess with it. Alright guys, we are going to, I don't like spritzing alcohol on top of the front of a piece. So I'm just going to take a little heat and do that. Alright. And I'll just watch it in a couple minutes, do it again. So we'll let this cure up and we'll come back for a demold. See you guys then. Guys, I don't know if this is going to work, but I took this red wine fluids alcohol ink from Octopus Fluids that I get from Laura's Art Corner. And I just put a couple of drops. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm just going to kind of swirl it. Because I want a little more than just the... I want it to kind of look a little more than just the pink. So, let's see if we can get this to do that. It'll probably just blend and mix. But I thought, why not try it? Because I think it'd look cute. Give it a little something extra than just a plain pink. I know she's going to put snow and stuff on it, but still yet. We're going to leave that alone. Hopefully it doesn't mix too much. And we'll see how it looks on demold. So, just wanted to show you guys that I was doing that. And see if it'll work. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, so this is cured up. It actually worked. I got glue on my fingers. Now I got it on top of my arch. So let's get everything demolded and see how this arch is going to work. If it is going to work. So let's get my turtles here. That was a mixture of the colors. The pink and green. Okay. That's just a pink turtle. And this was just a green little turtle. Got little spots I need to pluck off. I got a little overage here. Just takes a second to get it all off. Well, I might have to just clean him up better later. But that's our little green one. And our skulls. These things, you just gotta get the seal to break. And then they pop right out. There we go. Okay. Gotta clean him up. That should just peel right off. And he should have a smooth bottom. He does. Kind of, well, it's a skull. What can we say? Alrighty. Oh, he's smooth too. Alright. This one's got some glitter, looks like. Yep. And I gotta clean him up. Get all this peeled off. He's got a smooth bottom. I like it when the bottom comes out smooth. I don't have to try to fall it down or trim it off. Alright, he's kind of different, isn't he? And then a green one. And he's smooth and has no cleanup. Woohoo! Alright, now our Christmas tree. Now this little mold, Like I said, he's a little crooked. Alrighty. Isn't that a perfect little tree for whoville? I'll have to definitely paint it. But it is so cute, and there's no bubbles. The bottom is smooth, I think. Get to where I can feel. Yeah, he turned out really nice. So, I'll get him painted up. Now, this. Let's see. Just break it apart. It should peel right out of there. And this is what I mean by this silicone. You see? It didn't stick to it. And then this, we'll just scrape right off. So, not like the other silicone. The liquid stained it as color, but as far as anything else, my mat's still good. And then I'm going to get some tape through a spoon. Get some tape here. And then you can clean your mat off really well. And get all that silicone that you just rubbed up off there. And that's a piece of resin. But very easy to clean. Now let's see. Alcohol spray. And paper towel. And you can just clean it on up. And our mat is perfect again for the next time. All right. That was very simple. Okay. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way. Move my orange mat back over there. Put that back where it goes. All right. It definitely needs to be trimmed. You can tell my bottom's not level. I'm going to put it on the sander and sand all this even. And then once I do that, if I need a bottom to a base, I will. So I'm going to work on this on the sander. I have the little resin sander. I've never used it yet. I just got it. So perfect piece to try it out. Alrighty. We'll see how we can get that to look. Alright guys, I'm not going to do a time lapse or anything on sanding this. And those are done. And then I'll just paint him up. And then I'll just come back after I get it all done. So, see you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, so I got this all sanded down so it's not sharp anymore. And I flattened out the bottom. But I still can't get it to stand. It would if I could get it even on the bottom, but I can't. I just can't. So what I thought I would do is I have these two molds. And I've got about an ounce of resin here. And I just took this crushed crystal mix. It's just a bunch of mica powders that look like crushed crystal that I had mixed together. I put 2 scoops of this spoon right down in there. And we're going to mix this up. And then I'm going to put it in the vacuum chamber. And then we're going to put this as a base. And then I'm going to glue that down in there when it starts getting soft. I'm going to stick it right down in it. And then once it cures up, if I can get it even, we'll put a little more to make a little thicker base. And we're doing the crushed crystal look because I think it looks more like snow. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Alright, I'm going to get this in the debubbler. We'll be back to pour in just a moment. Alright guys, so I got this out of the vacuum chamber. Now, I see something down in there. I swear, you just can't keep it clean. What I'm doing is I'm lining these up because this will fit right down in there. And I can get that to stand and it'll make a great stand. But I don't want it really completely full. So, we're only going to do part way. Because then I can clear coat it with some UV resin and finish fixing it up. Okay, just want to layer on the bottom. And over here I want the same. And I'm just going to see if I can get that to roll around and fill up the whole thing. Okay, same with this one. Get out all the corners. Okay, let's see. I hope this works. I'd hate to do all this and then it kind of mess up and not work at all. Now I'm going to let this sit for an hour or two. And then I'm going to come back and stick this right down in there and try to prop it up to where it won't fall over. So that's the plan. We'll see how it works. All right. I will see you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, let's see if we can get our arch down in here. I moved it and I don't remember where I put it. Well. Oh, there it is. Laying on my jacket. My jacket's red so you couldn't see it. Alright, we're going to stick this right down in here. And hopefully that will stay. Because I'm going to set a mold on top of that to hold it in place. Hopefully. Just lining it up. Okay. And like I said, I just want to make sure it's straight so it doesn't topple over. All right. I'm not getting... There we go. All right, guys, that's all we're going to do. We're going to let this cure up. I still think I need to push it forward just a little bit. All right. All right, we're going to let that cure up. Fingers crossed that this works. I think I'm too far forward. All right, I think right there. All right, we're going to leave it alone. Let it cure up. Hopefully, it will work. So, does it look like it's tilted back too far? Not when you look on the side, is it? All right, guys, I'll see you back when this is cured up. Alrighty, guys, so my arch is cured up, and you can see I just did a thin layer down in there because I think that's all it's going to need to help this thing stand. I've got to trim that off. Okay, and it does stand. So, woohoo! That is our welcome to Whoville arch. And our little Christmas tree, which I've already taken outside and spray sealed. All right, guys, we will get everything put together and I'll show you all what it all looks like. So, see you shortly. Okay, guys, so I took all the cars in the houses outside after I painted them and I sprayed them with some acrylic spray. So you can see how colorful they are. And then I also took and I glued the little tree down inside of the Whoville arch. Put some cotton around him and put some cotton on the top for her request. And this is our village. So I'll attach a photo at the end and I'll see you guys back for the next video. So bye for now.